Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
Powerhouse Paranormal
Topics with the umpires
of the unexplained. Sheena Metal.
That's right. It's Haunted Playground right here on LA Talk Radio. For more info on the show, hauntedplayground.com, latalkradio.com. Don't forget to call in and let us know what you think of the show. Email me. Let me know what you think of the show. I'm your host, Sheena Metal. I'm at sheenametal.com. And if you're looking for me on social media, I'm everywhere, just at Sheena Metal. I'm also the founder of a movement of peace and love and kindness and unity. We're at IamRaisingTheVibration.com. And soon we will be at our nonprofit hub at raisingthevibration.org. We also have a fantastic online community at thevibration.nation.com. and a blog and vlog site at avibration.nation.com. And my spiritual practice is at IamRaisingYourVibration.com and at Sheena Metal Spiritual. We are here live on LA Talk Radio in our new time slot every Tuesday from 12 noon to 2 p.m. Pacific time. Thrilled to be here. This month we celebrate 9 years at LA Talk Radio and 9 years of the show. We started here around next week's time at LA Talk Radio, and I'm so honored to be here for so many years on this great station and for so many years on with a show that keeps going and going and going. And now we have a brand new format. We are live today on Facebook Live on LA Talk Radio's Facebook Live page, Facebook page. Hi, everybody who's watching on Facebook Live, and we're thrilled to be there. I'll be putting a link up on all of my pages on social media in the next couple of minutes as we do the show, everywhere, directing you back to LA Talk Radio's page so that you too can watch the live broadcast and call in as part of our new format, which is I'm going to have a guest on the show, and then we're going to be doing readings and healings live on the show, psychic readings, psychic healings. Today, my guest is the wonderful Jenny Stewart. You know her from Animal Planet's The Haunted's Ghost Box Prophecies episode. She's going to have a good year. She's got so many exciting things coming up that we can't talk about, but we're going to be talking about it probably as the year progresses. Jenny's going to be here a lot with me. She's sort of my maybe co-host. However, she's not here right now, so I'm sending her a message and reminding her that we are ready to go, and then I will explain to you how everything works. So here's how it works now. We have a new Skype system, which is amazing, but also is a little like your crazy ex-girlfriend. Can be a little complicated. So you text me if you want a reading today. Text me and text me your name and your number. And then I'll put you in the system and I'll send you a text and let you know when we're going to call you. So a lot of people, if you're watching on Facebook Live today, you're going to see this. That's me looking at my phone. So that's because I'm getting people in my system so that Jenny and I can take your calls. So sometimes I'll throw things to Jenny so I put more people in the system. Then sometimes I'll talk and then we'll go back and forth. And you'll actually be getting a reading from both of us at the same time. So 818-437-0886. That's my cell number. 818-437-0886. And that's where you can call if you want to get a reading today with Jenny. So Jenny's going to be here any second. And I've got a couple people actually lined up that already texted because of the Facebook message and let me know that they wanted readings. But unfortunately, I have no one to talk to you while I put those numbers in right now while we wait for Jenny to call. And I actually have to call her so that I can get other people on the line. It's Skype is a crazy thing, but it is what it is. So I'm going to get her on right now. And there she is. So let's get her on first. And then, the little Skype noises, aren't they cute? Well, Skype does its little thing and calls people and is magic. I think we have her. Well, we probably don't have her because she has one of those, please hold while we reach your person. And then this crazy classical music comes on and plays, and it's like violins for days. And then Jenny picks up with like her little Kentuckiana accent. It's the cutest thing. Are you with me?
I'm here.
Hi, how are ya?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm so glad to have you. This is exciting. Welcome to our first show in our new time slot with our new format. Although, in all honesty, Jenny's done this twice with me, once here and once on my daily show here on LA Talk Radio called the Sheena Metal Experience, sort of workshopping this format. And now here it is, and it's official, and this is what we're doing. And welcome, my friend.
Thank you. It's so awesome. And it's an honor because, I think I was like one of your very first guests on my program.
You were?
Back when you started it.
You were?
Mm-hmm.
And you were in the very first year that I did the Sheena Metal experience. It just turned 10 here at LA Talk Radio.
Wow.
Yep. You were.
Hey, was it that long ago that you stalked me?
Yeah, it was that long ago that I stalked. Well, when did the Ghost Box Prophecies episode of Animal Planet first air? That's when I stalked you.
It was December 9, I guess right after that. Yeah,
and I had you in right after that. I saw you on TV, and then I started clinging to you, hiding in your bushes, taking pictures through your living room window.
I'm glad that you waited until I liked you, until I met you. I actually texted you on the phone and had
I know, it wasn't until Jenny actually liked me that I confessed that I actually hid in her bushes and took pictures through her living room window. But let me tell you, I got some amazing photos of like dark entities and stuff by shooting through your window. There was some stuff in that house.
In the hell house, there was. That's what that big flash was that one day that David and I were sitting in the living room. All of a sudden, there was this big flash in the window.
That was me.
That was you, wasn't it?
Yeah. And the crunching sound, that was me eating chips, because sometimes I'd take a little snack break if you guys weren't doing anything exciting.
You sound like the filming crew. We actually was doing we were going to do a TV show about the house called My Haunted Family. That was the working title, and we actually started, filming for the show. It was crazy. There was downtime. It was kind of like everybody seems really bored. I'm like, I'm sorry, they're not, actors and actresses. I can't make them. Just we're acting when you want us to.
Oh, they thought crazy antics were going to go on in between the actual filming that they could get for some outtakes? Oh, sure. Well, that happens. That's the thing. When you have a room full of actors, and I grew up as an actor first, and the cameras are off, it's like the show doesn't end because the cameras are off.
Well, and it was weird, because our whole house was like wired, with video and stuff, and it was like, well, it was crazy. It was crazy. That's something that I realized when you start watching TV shows. Is you think that, and everybody thinks that everything that they see on TV nowadays is real, and people that know everything, that are the top-notch authority on everything in the paranormal, have to be on a TV show.
Yeah.
And it's like, really?
Yeah. No, that's out. No, I know. Yeah, and people don't understand that anything is faked, or that they ask you to, not faked, but sometimes
edit
the interaction is fake because they need people to understand what's going on. So they'll take they'll take bits of dialogue out and put them back in so that people understand what's happening. And they also make you repeat things. So if they don't, like if you ask me a question like, how you doing today, Sheena? I'd say, I'm great, Jenny. How are you? But if it on TV, I'll have to say, how am I doing today? Let me tell you how I'm doing. I'm great, because they have to be able to insert stuff.
You have to put the question in the actual response.
Yes.
Like if they ask you what your name is, you have to say my name is, or so what happened next. So what happened next is,
yes,
and it's crazy. And I learned from doing the very first one, the haunted episode. They got David's name wrong. His last name is Anderson in the show. They made it out like we believed that we were getting the warnings of the ghost box from the dark, the very dark entity that was in the house. And we knew that it wasn't the dark entity. We knew there was something very dark there, but we knew all along that it was her husband, Lennox, that was giving us the warnings.
Right.
But like they told us, we have to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. We have to have some way to tie it all together and close it up. And I'm like, okay.
And they have to have a way that suspense builds, because that's an important thing, is for the build of the suspense. So, it's a TV show. You have to get people interested. When you're actually there, you're just naturally interested because you're there and it's going on. But if you're not a part of it, then you get interested by getting drawn into the story, and you have to get the story from the beginning. And also, I think people don't understand with a lot of these paranormal shows that and all reality shows, but we're talking about the paranormal, so we'll talk about that these shows are set up for people maybe to tune in who've not only never seen this show before, but never seen a paranormal show before, because their market always has to be drawing in new people.
Exactly.
So everything has to be set up for newbies to understand. And that's why things, if you're watching one of those family shows like the Braxton Family Values, I saw that once with Toni Braxton and her family. And mostly they fight. They fight, they get their hair done, they go to expensive places to eat, they go to the nail salon, and they fight some more. But when they fight, they have to explain to you what the fight from last week was about, what the fight from 2 seasons was about, because people might be just tuning in and they're like, what are these crazy bitches fighting about? So they have to explain, like, you remember last year when you said to me that my nail color sucked? And so you have to know what's going on. And it's hard for people don't understand how hard it is for a reality TV production crew to put a show together and have to carry that through line through for people that are just tuning into the show, 6 months later or 6 years later.
Well, for us with that episode, one of the things that Picture Shack liked about us was the fact that we had so much footage, not only of the Johnson household, but of Henderson, because I guess a lot of paranormal teams that were participating didn't have a lot of footage. And it's like, really?
Yeah.
And, a lot of people think that when they showed us, when we first entered the episode, go walking into a building, that is Henderson, and it was. Henderson was, they never filmed at Henderson. The only time you ever saw footage of Henderson was our footage.
Yeah.
Because the state wouldn't let him go in. The union wouldn't let him go in. That place was just the environment there was bad. It was hazardous, and so they couldn't go in. And a lot of people, because we didn't film the actual show, per se, at Henderson, swore up and down that it was fake.
Wow.
And that there's no way all those warnings came through. There's no way it was coincidental. And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
We had 3 distinct things that came through. And then somebody tried to tell us we did self-fulfilling prophecy. And I was like, that makes no sense, because there was a man that was murdered and out of all of that. And the ghost box told us that there would be a death.
Yeah.
As a result of a burglary. And they even told us we'd be involved. And it's like, how did we make that happen? We didn't, prophesize that. We didn't put the intention out there. It happened. So, yeah, it's crazy. But I tell people every time I defend that case from all the time. I tell people, yes, those things did come through. Those were actual ghost box clippings that people heard, and those were the true warnings, and those things really did happen.
And how long had you been doing the ghost box before that happened?
Oh God, it hadn't been long. I'll never forget. I was still living down here in Indiana, and I had moved David. In fact, I think we were just starting to, get, kind of a relationship going. He was living in Maryland, and he had never investigated. And he called me up, and he'd been doing some different, research and things like that. David's very technical.
Right.
And he goes, oh, man, I come across this guy named Mike Kalita, who they call the UFO geek. He found these videos, and I'm bringing this, it's called a shock hack. And I'm like, okay, so what is it? He said, well, it's this radio that's been modified. And I'm like, dead people are not going to talk in a radio, David. I'm sorry. It ain't going to happen. So the first time we used it, which was probably about 2 months before we actually investigated the Johnson case.
Mm-hmm.
And now I had been investigating for years, but that was the first, he brought it. We used it at Utica's Castle, the Witch's Castle in Utica, Indiana. And when I believe that audio, the entire audio from that very first Ghost Box session is on our website, and you can go listen to it. You put headphones on, and what people didn't realize back then is, and even now, is without headphones, it's really hard sometimes to hear what they're actually saying.
Sure.
And I kept thinking, so what is your name? And I kept thinking that whoever was coming through, I thought they were telling me their name was Howard. And that's not what it is. You listen to the audio with headphones, and it's 2 people, 2 spirits talking. And you hear them say, do you hear the voices? You hear voices, and you hear, yes, trying to get there. And the other one says, how? And then the other one goes, punch through the vortex. And that's why I'm a true believer of vortexes now.
Then, were you, no, wait a minute. Were you not a true believer of vortexes before?
I no.
Really?
No, not to the extent that I am now.
Okay.
I became after that I became very obsessed with.
Okay. What about portals? Did you believe in portals?
I believe that there was ways back and forth, that they kind of went. But people talk about vortexes and portals, and it was like, they're just here. They come and go. There's some people that believe that you never leave, that you just become one with everything. And in that moment, I didn't even hear it when we were there on site. And that's the night that we had the 6'2" full body black shadow that appeared.
Right.
That freaked me out because all you heard was a clang. It was like a clang sound the whole time it was standing there. And then we did the ghost box session, and I said, "Can you tell me your name?" I thought they were saying Howard. Then I said, "Can you say David?" And then after it, runs through probably about a minute and a half, all of a sudden you hear Dave, and then it goes David. And you hear all the investigators that were there, all of us going, "Oh my God, I heard it! Oh my God!" And I need goosebumps now. And I asked how many were present. It said 7, and I said, I said, "Are you being harmed?" And you hear yes, and a lot. And I said, "Is the black shadow the one harming you?" And all of a sudden you hear, "Effing go now, you effing red bitch." And I remember going, oh my God, what was, and it was clear as day. That was the clearest that we had heard anything.
I think that should be your paranormal nickname, the red bitch.
That's how the whole red bitch thing came back about.
That's fantastic.
And I think it's the heritage, my Indian heritage. But, some people say it was saying real and not red, but we've analyzed it. And that's the night that something went home with me. I offered to help them. I tell people now, as a paranormal investigator, I did the very first, no, you don't, offer to help and then just walk away. And, when you say, "I will help you," you better be prepared to do something to help them. Because they went home with me, and it got crazy. It got crazy. It did. And so that was, I was hooked. I was a skeptic. But after that night, I was convinced. But I didn't realize back then that I was supposed to be able to talk to them anyway without the ghost box. And I think that's why it's been so successful for me, is because back then I wasn't getting psychic impressions or mediumship. I might think a fight, not realize it was a message, but they knew I was okay with them talking to me that way. And I think that's how I communicated with the dead then, more so than the way I do now.
Yeah, it's interesting because for me, it was having grown up in a haunted house. When I felt things, I used to just say I was only a medium in a haunted house. It's not true anymore.
Uh-huh.
I thought that I could feel and see things in houses because I had lived in a house, so I had that natural sensitivity to be able to do it. I really thought that was it. And even though my mother was a psychic medium, it never occurred to me, and even though I had a near-death experience, which should have been my first clue, it never really occurred to me that I had those gifts. I just thought, wow, it's interesting. When I go into haunted houses, things follow me around. It must be because I lived in a haunted house and they understand that I'm, I don't know, a paranormal survivor is how I like to call it, because I don't like the word victim.
I like that term, a paranormal survivor.
Paranormal survivor. It's interesting that it's not a real, I guess it is a term, right? Isn't there a show called Paranormal Survivor?
I think so.
I thought it was a term, but it was interesting when Patty Negri and I, who do the Living with the Dead web series, if you want to see that with the haunted doll, it's at wearelivingwiththedead.com is how you find it. It's also up on my YouTube channel, which is just youtube.com/Sheena Metal. We did Jason Hawes and JV Johnson's show Beyond Reality Radio, and either JV or Jason said to me, "What is a paranormal survivor?" And I thought, oh, that's so strange. I just thought that was typically the term that you use for people who had survived very active homes. When I have Andrea Perrin on the show or on my daily show, I always introduce her as a paranormal survivor because I can't think of what else to call it, right? What do you say about it?
Well, that makes sense though, because that's what, in essence, that's what people that live through, and I think to be classified as a paranormal survivor, you have to live through those very horrific hauntings. Yes. You know what I'm saying? They have to be because there's people that have things that happen in their haunted house that, their house it's not horrible. It's not, yes, it's unnerving, but it's not to the extent that we all live through, 12 packs of soft drinks being thrown at your son. There were some crazy things, and you've lived through crazy things too. So.
Yes, absolutely. On awful things. That's why I call it survivor, because I think it is like surviving any kind of abuse, because it is a kind of abuse. It's just
Yep.
abuse that's not by a person, but it still very definitely is abuse.
Yeah. And sometimes I think it's worse because, if you're not gifted, you don't, or even realize maybe you do have a gift. You don't have to be gifted to have an experience like that, but you don't see it. You don't even know where it's at. You don't know, and I made the statement today that, now if something comes around me or comes in my house, I know it the minute it comes in. And I think back then I should have known it. I think that, because I used to think they were creeping up on me. And I think that it wasn't they were creeping up on me.
Yeah.
It's just I didn't feel their presence like I
Yeah.
do now. Does that make sense?
Yes. No, I get it. I think the more you use your gifts, it's interesting because I'll tell you an interesting story as I put some folks that are lining up that want readings. If you want a reading, 818-437-0886. That's my cell. You have to text me. And then Jenny and I are going to call you and conference you into the call with us and give you your reading. So, yes, I
And have a question ready. And if
Yes.
you've already gotten a reading from us, try to hold off and let somebody else that hasn't come through.
I take care of that part, Jenny. That's what you let the producer handle that.
I don't know. I don't know now.
Oh, I do.
Leo's coming out. You slipped it up once.
She's a Leo. Did I slip? No, if I slipped up once, I probably did it on purpose to do a follow-up. That was
It needs
probably
to be
on
done.
purpose. Honey, I'm an Aries. We don't make mistakes. It's all on purpose. If we do something, it's absolutely on purpose.
I think it was supposed to be that way.
It was on purpose. I did it on purpose, or at that time it was towards the end of the show and nobody else was calling in. So it's
I think
sometimes I'll do that.
directed that.
Yeah, but people will naturally just keep wanting to come and ask for readings. I don't think that's gonna ever change. But okay, so I was gonna tell you a story and then my brain just fried up and I totally forgot what the story was. What were we talking about right before?
We were talking about the more you use your gift, the stronger.
Yes, you're absolutely right. So here's what happened. So I had a guy on the show, on my Sheena Metal Experience Daily show yesterday. Excuse my brain thing. Remember I said I had a near-death experience? That's the head injury I brought back from that. So now you've all witnessed it in action. There it is. So he is somebody who grew up in the entertainment business, was a producer for years, actor, then a producer, lots of different things he produced. And then one day looked up in the sky and saw lights, and it's turned into this whole, if you want to listen to the show from yesterday, so it would be from February 4th, go to latalkradio.com and click on Sheena Metal Experience, and it'll be that show. It'll actually, if you're doing it today and you're watching us live, it'll be the most recent show of mine. So it's kind of opened up this whole thing for him of communication with aliens that then, or ETs or off-worlders, however you want to say it, that then has turned into being able to see spirits, being able to see orbs. It's then turned into sort of Reiki powers, which is then turned into healing powers, and kind of transformed his life. So when I talked to him, I told him, look, here's the thing. It's really with your gifts, it's really a 4-tiered thing. Part of it, I believe, is that you're just born with gifts. And as you become activated, those gifts become present. The second thing is that the more you use your gifts, the stronger your gifts get. So it really is a use it or lose it thing. The third thing is the more you use your gifts, the more you become open to other things that you didn't know you were open to. And then sometimes the universe throws you gifts in that direction too.
We call those spiritual upgrades.
Yes. And the fourth and most important thing is gifts are gifts. And it doesn't matter what kind you have, because in essence, they all break down the same way. So I always use this example. If you're a dancer or a singer or an actor or a comic or a writer or a director or a cameraman or whatever you are, a painter, a sculptor, you're still an artist. So when you have gifts, you just have gifts. And when people ask me what I am, I always want to say gifted, but then I'm scared people will think I think I'm some 8-year-old Chinese protege that can count to 3 trillion on an abacus. And people think you're being obnoxious or conceited. And it's not that. It's that those of us that have gifts are gifted. And I think that it's because the universe has gifted you these wonderful things, and then it's up to you what to do with them. But when you start trying to box and differentiate, your head starts to spin because, all right, let's say I say I'm not a medium, but only in a haunted house. Well, then I'm a medium. So I think a lot of times people try to box themselves into these strange boxes. And I think it's especially difficult for the ufology community, because the folks that have been contacted by the off-worlders, I know aliens is not a good term, but I used it, by the ETs, these are people that for some reason they think they're like paranormal adjacent, like they're in the community, but they're not in the community, or it's a separate community.
Right.
I'm sorry, it's not. I don't care if you are a Bigfoot hunter,
It all falls under
or
the
you're a
exact same
medium,
umbrella.
or you're a Reiki healer, or you're you can you do remote viewing for the government. It's all the same thing. You have gifts. Welcome to your gifts. Yeah. Congratulations. Now you're gifted. Enjoy the agony and the ecstasy, and live your life. But you can't get all bunched up on what you are and what you aren't. And partially, I know with me, it was, I didn't want to take credit for things that I wasn't, because I saw too many people in our community.
Jump on that bandwagon.
Yes, and to get attention and to get things and to try to get a TV show and to get people to pay attention to them and give them money and all those things that human beings fall into the trap of. And I didn't want anyone to think that I was a snake oil salesman saying, "Oh, if you like my snake oil, you'll love my magic foot cream. And look what else I have."
But here's the thing, Sheena. It's not. Yes, it is a gift, but in the most influential words that were ever said to me, and the person that I think really, really made me stop and go, "Oh wow," was my good friend Stephen Rebell, and he was part of the Henrington Project, and he was at our house. He stayed at our house for a couple of weeks. And he was part. You saw him on the haunted episode. He's the one that's saying, "If you're not of God, you're not welcome to this house," and all that. And Stephen looked at me. I was in such agony, and I felt like it was a curse. I didn't feel like it was a gift. He said, "Jenny, until you accept, it's who you are, not what you are, but who you are.
Yeah.
It's never going to get any better." And so it when people ask me, I just blatantly, I'm a medium. I'm a psychic medium and a healer. I don't explain I'm gifted, because that's the small little piece of it, But for you, I watched you. It was like, I kept thinking, why can she not realize? I mean, and I know your mom had probably been very aware of it, because your mom was very gifted. Your mom was a strong.
No, my mom
medium.
was so gifted that I guess I thought I didn't have her. If you didn't have her kind of gifts, you didn't have gifts.
You didn't have.
Yeah,
but you have to realize she opened up. Your mom came into this world very gifted, but even just like anybody else, she had to. It took years of practice, and as she matured, the gift matured. And
yeah,
I know she's so proud of you now. I know I am.
Thank you. I know she is too, and I know you are. I love you both.
How many times on air did I tell you? Oh, come out of that closet. Come out. You're a medium.
I know.
It was so bad.
I know. Well, and then I thought it was something I was just supposed to use through art. I didn't think I was supposed to use it in that way. I thought I was just supposed to use it through my art and not tell anybody. And sometimes I do interviews with people here at LA Talk Radio, and we get done with the interview. I remember doing an interview once with an actress who was on a really big comedy show for a while, and we were talking about Eastern medicine versus Western medicine with a friend of hers who was a doctor and also a healer. And we got done, and she looked at me and she said, "What did you just do to me?" And I said, "I interviewed you." She's like, No. What did you just do to me?" And I said,
wow.
You opened up and we did a beautiful interview. She's like, that's not what I'm talking about. What did you do to me? And I thought, it's showing. Put it away, Sheena. Put it away. It's showing.
But you can't.
And I sucked it back in.
Turn it off, but you
can't. But even I didn't really understand what I had until I started using it and things started opening up. Like, I'll tell you a story, and then I know we have callers waiting, and if you want a reading, text me 818-437-0886. I came out of the box obsessed with Abraham Lincoln. I was a 7-year-old girl that had a Civil War bedroom, and God bless my mother for putting together a Civil War bedroom for me, because in addition to being a brilliant psychic medium, before she ever talked about that, my mother was a brilliant artist, a brilliant fine artist especially. Wow. So I had lamps that looked like gunpowder barrels, and I had somehow she had found material that it was like aged looking, like, so it was kind of an ivory color, and it had a Civil War cannon and a Union flag, and two rifles crossed, and I mean all this, and that was she made sheets out of it, a comforter, she made curtains out of it. I had a red, white, and blue shag carpet. God bless the 70s and the bicentennial. So when I was little, like really, really little, even before that, like 2-3 years old, because we left Connecticut when I was 5, so it was when we were still there. And then when we first got to Illinois, when I was 5, 6, 7 years old, I remember Civil War soldiers coming and talking to me. And I thought, because I was a kid, that it was things that I had imagined because I had read so much about the Civil War and read so much about Abraham Lincoln. And maybe that's true. But it honestly didn't even occur to me until I was damn near 50 and really starting to come out with this. Like, wait a minute. What if that wasn't just my imagination? What if those guys were coming and talking to me? And
that's part of your past life.
Yeah. Oh God, my Abraham Lincoln life. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. And even I used to laugh that Abraham Lincoln was my imaginary friend. And he was when I was little, but I mean, he would come and tell me how sad he was and how depressed he was about the war. And it wasn't until I was an adult that I realized that he really did suffer from depression. So who knows where maybe I channeled that energy somehow and I could tell that. Who knows what happens? It's
well, you were so young. You were young and you were tapping into your past life still.
Yes.
I think when we come in this world, we still have a part of that past life with us. And, but as we get, older, we kind of, those things don't exist, and we forget those things, I think that's true.
Yes, exactly.
And I love telling people, I love doing the past life things. The past life readings, I've done some of those, and they're amazing to watch people go, oh, wow, that makes perfect sense.
Yep. It's absolutely
true.
Why,
bridges. That's why you're so scared of bridges. It's part of the past life.
Oh, my God. The dreams about the bridges. Oh, Lord, the bridge dreams. I swear to you. All right, we're going to get Jackie on the line right now and if you want to get a reading or a healing or whatever you want on the air from us, we're happy to do it. I'm with Jenny Stewart. She's wonderful. She's a gifted and talented rock star psychic medium and a big old TV star from Animal Planet's The Haunted. And I'm Sheena Metal, and I am also a gifted psychic medium and a radio star from forever. I just referred to myself as a star. Now I have to go and throw up a little bit. 818-437-0886. Yes, that's my cell phone. Use it. Don't abuse it, my friends. Send me a text message with your name and your number, obviously, and then we will get you on the air like we're going to get Jackie on the air right now here on Haunted Playground. Welcome to our new format. It's so exciting, and I'm so excited to have you all here, and thanks for being here the last couple of weeks while we workshop this format. We really, really appreciate it. And thank you, Jenny, for twice being my guinea pig while we workshop this format, because you're awesome. And you can tell I'm not used to being on camera because I do weird things like fidget with my ring. And do we have her? Are we with Jackie? Are you with us? Jenny?
Hello, Jackie.
Call has been forwarded to an automated voice message.
No, she just, wait, are you there? Nope, that's not it. Jackie, that's not it. You're not doing it, baby. You got to let us call you. Okay, so I sent her a text and explained that, but, that's okay. So we will let her figure that out, and then we will call and get another call on the line, because this is how we roll. Isn't that nice?
Beeps?
What?
Did you like my beeps?
I did like your beeps, yeah.
I was trying to keep her phone number from being played on air.
Oh, I had it pulled down. I didn't hear your beeps.
Oh, yeah, now it's going beep, 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 beep.
Oh, my God, you're fantastic. How awesome are you? All right.
Well, you're the brave soul that puts your phone. I would never get my cell phone number right over here. You're brave.
Or crazy. Maybe I'm just crazy.
Maybe both. I don't know. You need to get a work phone just for that purpose.
All right, so we're going to get Angel on the line right now, and then here we go. Let's try this. I know I'm thinking about getting a separate cell now just for this, so I'll probably make that my private one, and then make this my public one, since everyone on Facebook has now for 2 weeks had my number. I've actually put my number up other places on Facebook before 2 weeks ago. So now we're calling Angel. We're getting Angel on the line. This is a strange time energetically. February's been really funky so far, the energy, huh, Jenny?
Oh yeah, there was. I had some weird happen last night. There's a shift.
Please leave your message after the tone.
Oh my God, you're kidding me. We got another voicemail. People, here's the thing. We're calling you. So you have to let us call you, which means you have to answer your phone when we call you. So All right. Okay. 818-437-0886. That means Jenny and I have to talk some more now while I put some more people into the system. It happens though, right? I mean, it's what happens when you add calls in. For a long time, I didn't do calls here on LA Talk Radio because of the fact that sometimes you get a person who's like, "Hey, I'm weird and I'm just calling to prank you," or you're getting a strange, you don't know what's happening. So you can't call us is the thing, everybody, because if you call us, I can't conference you in with Jenny. You're still with me, right, Jenny? And now I lost Jenny. Welcome to no, Jenny's here. Jenny, you're with me, right?
I'm here.
Okay, good. You can't call us because if you call me, it's going to hang up on Jenny. So the only way I can get us both on the call is that you have to text me your number and let us call you. 818-437-0886. So we're going to try to get Jackie back right now because Jackie seems to be ready to go. So we're going to take a chance on Jackie here and get her in, and we're going to give this a try. Here we go. I know this format's crazy, and I'm sure that I have not completely perfected it yet, and I feel like an air traffic controller, and I love the adrenal rush of it, but just bear with us, folks, because when it works, it's great. Jackie, welcome to the show.
Hi, Jackie.
How are you, my friend? We're so glad to have you here. Thanks for bearing with us.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I'm finally here.
Yay!
Do you have a question?
Yeah, let us know what's on your mind, my friend. How can we help you?
I guess the biggest thing is a relationship with my husband and kind of where that's going.
Okay. Jenny, do you want to start? Do you want me to start?
You can start.
Me start? So your husband is kind of a bit of a strange animal, Jackie. Sort of hard to reach sometimes, right?
Yes.
Almost feels like he's in the room, but he's not in the room. Like hard to emotionally connect to, and the deeper emotionally and spiritually that you want to go, it feels like you lose him more.
Oh yeah.
And you guys have been having some trouble.
Yes.
And now the trouble is it about the fact that you just sort of have been vocalizing your concerns emotionally with things that you sort of want from him that maybe you're not sure that he's ready to give? Is that what's, because I feel like he feels like he's sort of on the spot, like a spotlight's being shown him, like you put him on the spot, and now
I feel like there's another person that's influencing, like if there's another person involved that's doing some influencing. I think that's where you're getting the spotlight from, Sheena.
Is that what is that true, Jackie? Have you sort of not really laid the law down, but in a gentle way sort of told him like these are the things that I need, and he's not reacted well to it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Is there another person that's influencing either him or you?
Yep. Actually,
Okay.
his mother.
Okay.
He has moved. Yeah, his mother.
His mom is like a busybody. And she would rather.
Yep.
You know, she always has her say. She's always had her say in your relationship.
I agree.
No
Yep.
matter what it was, and in her eyes, you never do enough right.
Yep. I was just going
Right.
to say that. And she's jealous because she doesn't want another woman close to him. That's a lot of it.
I've
He's a mama's boy.
heard that before. Yes, that she's very jealous of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of basically stuck up for myself. And since then, he actually has moved out, and he's with his mom at this moment. And
Yeah.
he keeps in contact with me, and I just don't. I feel like I'm in limbo. You know?
Yeah. I mean,
I feel like
yeah.
you know the answer. You in your heart, you already know. It's kind of like you have to make the decision, you know, because you're very conflicted. You love him, but you're tired of it. You're at that point where it's never going to change. It's never changed. This isn't the first time. And you are wore out. Emotionally and mentally, you are just so beat down. And I think you already know the answer of what you need to stand up for yourself. You really have to stand up for yourself. And that's the way it's going to be. It's going to be you either come back and we work on a relationship, me and you're no outside influence. You can't talk to your
Right.
mom.
I don't want to be in a relationship with your mom.
Yeah,
Right.
You're married to me, not me. You're on your mom. But I hate to say this. He loves you, but he loves his mom. And I don't think it's ever going to change. It's
Right.
He's tried to kind of reason with it, but She's too big of an influence, and I don't think it's ever going to change. I really don't.
Which is sad. I'm his third wife, and he has.
And that you're probably because of his mother is why you're the third wife.
Right, I believe so. And he has told me that he has seen a counselor now, but I don't know if that is actually true.
He's very codependent on her. He's very, very codependent. I mean, we all love our parents, but his is a little bit like his goes further. I mean, he's really, really codependent, and it's almost like he's scared to make his own decisions. If his mom doesn't, give the okay or her, whatever she tells him, he may be conflicted, but he's always going to, caution on the side of whatever she says.
Right. Well, and I stuck up. Basically what happened was we had a fallout in June, and she's always made like snide remarks, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I guess and it was about my daughter going to college, and I kind of finally had enough, and I stood up for my daughter and myself, and that was kind of like what this is all stemming from. And it just is horrible that. And then he did a complete 360 on me and turned,
Yeah.
The best thing for you to do is to lay it out and just lay it out, and then just step aside. You tell him, don't deviate. This is what I expect. This is what I want. If you love me and you love me enough, this is the way it's going to be. And you have to tell him, look, this is it. This is the ultimatum. You don't have to put it in that form, but just say, look, this is what I expect. But then don't hound him. Don't try to change a reason. You just put it out there and let it go. Right. And what happens, happens.
Right.
But don't say
he also lost a son last February to a drug overdose.
And I'm so sorry.
I think I know. And I think he's really struggling with everything, between
again,
his mom
sweetie,
and me.
Right. Again, honey, that's the emotions that he can't handle. I mean, this is the thing. And I probably come in, Jenny gives you the no nonsense. Then I come in with all the gentle squishiness, because I'm like the snuggle bear. I'm like fabric softener in a human form. It's his mother being so overbearing and so domineering has kept him young. So emotionally, he's like a little boy. And part of the reason that he doesn't connect to you the way that you want him to connect to you, and I agree with Jenny that he really loves you, is that the relationship
I know he does. Yeah.
The relationship with her it's like the umbilical cord is still there. And so he doesn't really, she doesn't emotionally allow him the freedom to leave and really connect to anyone else, because she's so jealous. And part of her thinks she's protecting him, and part of her is just jealous and awful. But part of her is that she really thinks she's protecting him. Yeah. But in doing so, she's kept him very young, and she's never let him really grow up and find his way. So he's
emotionally been so sheltered that he's emotionally
like a kid.
Immature.
Yeah. He's like a little boy who now has to deal with all these adult things, like loving adult women that he obviously has done a lot of. And
Mommy always took care of any hard things that were going on in his life. She always, tried to fix it. She, always had the answer. She always, everything. She took care of it all.
Yeah.
I mean, she probably picked his clothes out for him. And probably is
doing it right now. Yeah, exactly. Still picking the clothes out for him.
She is.
Yeah, and she loves that. But the problem is that because she always tells him he's right in every situation, because she wants him to always pick her, nobody's ever really told him, like, hey, you're kind of being a douche and you need to knock it off and be good to your wife. Because Mommy's always there saying, oh, that horrible woman, you come home and Mommy will take care of you. And the problem is that he's never had to, we grow not only through the good things we do, but we grow through the bad things that we do. We grow through thinking, oh my God, that was a total bonehead thing, and I'm never going to do that again. If nobody ever tells you, hey, that's a bonehead thing, you don't grow the way that you're supposed to.
Right.
So he has a lot of work to do. And my fear is that even with his best intentions of coming around, and he may very well come around, or come around and then go and then rally back and then go and kind of repeat this pattern. My biggest concern is that as you're doing all this spiritual work, sweetie, he's kind of always going to be behind you. You're always going to be pulling him up behind you, because you're just emotionally, it's like you're 30 years older than he is.
Right.
And his mom's all about the conquer. I mean, it's all about. She doesn't even realize that she's a control freak, but it's all about conquering things. It's kind of like, I'm going to make sure that I do such and such. Just like, you hear somebody say, "Oh, I want it when I can't have it." So, she she got mingling and meddling in your ass business. He goes to her for advice for everything. And now that he's there, and she thinks he's staying there, she's kind of backed off some. And when she's not hounding him, that's when he starts thinking about home and you and, oh my God, he really does love you. But the minute he comes back, if he doesn't sever and doesn't stand up to her and stand up for you, because you deserve for him to stand up, then it's never going to change. And it's going to always, you're going to be the emotional victim. You're going to end up being the one that becomes emotionally, and you already are. I mean, it's already, where
it is putting a toll on me because my kids are like, "Mom, you don't need this." But then it's like, I still love him, and it's been, I've been with this guy for 6 years. It's like, I don't understand what he's doing.
But you got to love yourself
so
first and foremost. Love yourself more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You can love somebody, but you should always love yourself more.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree, sweetheart. You have to always put you first because he's putting him first. Actually, he's really not. He's putting his mother first.
His mom.
Yeah. And so what's the deal? Is she not in a relationship, or is the father just very in the background?
She's been, he never really had his own dad growing up. She was married 3 times, and then her husband, her last husband passed away probably like 4 years ago, 3 years ago or 4 years ago.
Okay.
So now she has nobody. She did have her daughter, who was close to her 50s, living with her whole family. And then they had a falling out, and now she just moved right away to Virginia. And I feel like it's control. She's always got to have her kids with her. And now that her daughter moved off, and now it's Brian's turn, is what I'm feeling.
Let me tell you what I'm picking up. Let me tell you what I'm getting is that she controls the son, him, because he allows it first and foremost, and because it's the only male relationship that she can truly hang on to.
That's where I was going. Yeah, that there's no other man around. So she would because what I was going to say before, when I was starting to talk, when I asked you that question, was that she would like for him to move back in with her forever and be the male influence in her life and just do all the man things, like, chop the wood and make her feel taken care of. So she has a companion to play with all the time because she seems to chase off all her men.
And controlling. Well, and she don't feel as inadequate when she's not controlling you. There's that, inadequate, there's no, I can't do anything right, for some reason. And I think that stems from her mother. It's almost like a cycle.
Yeah, it is a cycle.
Right. And I see it. I feel that this is not, I can feel, and honestly, I've seen it where I'm the third wife, but he doesn't hang on to his marriage. It's only like a couple years into the marriage, and I feel that it's just a pattern,
Well, in a way, you're in a way, sweetheart.
Have you ever talked to the first wives? Have you ever talked to the first 2 wives? Have you ever had a conversation with them about, hey, what happened in your relationship?
No, the second one always cried abuse, but probably mentally abused she was. And I know.
And you've been a little bit too, in ways. Because neglect is abuse too.
Yes. The first one, I know the son that has passed now, the mother left when she was only 2. The baby was only 2. And then he was married again and had 2 girls. And then when the youngest was only 8 months, the mother left. So you know what I'm saying? And then I've been married to him 3 years. So now it's like he's to that point where he's trying to run away,
Right.
Past repeats itself. You see what I'm saying? It's a routine. It's a pattern.
Yeah.
And if you and him get divorced and you marry somebody else, it'll be the exact same thing. It'll be that way. Even after his mom dies, because she has programmed him in such a way that regardless, she is always in his head.
Yeah. That's just not right.
Yeah. And when you said you're his third wife, you're actually his fourth wife because the mom is like his first wife.
Right.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he's a victim too. Really. Technically, if you really break it down, it's kind of sad because of the way she's done him. He's a victim, and he's taken a lot of mental and emotional abuse without even realizing it. And but until he actually gets the nerve and stands up, for himself and for you, his spouse, and tells his mom to mind her own business, it's never gonna, it won't change. It's
right.
It's always gonna be that way, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
you look at
I'd lay the wall down, girl, and I would say, look, here's exactly what I expect. If you can't, if you don't love me enough or don't think that you can do this, then,
right.
I'm sorry.
Because now it's to the point, right, now it's to the point where he's shutting me out of his girls' life. Like, and even I feel his mom has pitted his girls against me.
That's because his mom's doing that.
Yes. And it's terrible. And it's like I have done, so much. I've, tried to take the girls on trips and just went to New York City for Christmas. And it just seems like it doesn't matter because whatever I do is not going to be, I don't know. It's
just realize it's not you. It's her, and she's trying to keep them. She wants everybody on her side. She doesn't ever want to be considered wrong. She doesn't want. Right. She's very narcissistic. Very narcissistic.
I need to hear that.
And controlling. Yes. Such a control freak.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just protect yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And your kids. I mean, your kids don't need to, they don't need to see their mom going through that, and they don't need to go through it because I'm sure it's affecting them as well.
Right. And they're upset with him, and they call him names, but I just feel it's more the mom, even though he's not treating me very good. I feel he's not really in his right mind because I do know that he loves me, you know? So, I mean, it's a struggle. It's very hard.
It's brainwashing at its finest. I mean, and she's it's until she dies, and either she dies or he, comes to the conclusion that, he realizes what people are telling him was the truth.
Right.
And he's saying that to himself. He could have a relationship with both of you, but he has to be the one in between, the mediator going,
right.
No,
and he has to be on my page. Right. And right now, it's like he's shutting me out. Like I couldn't go over to go hang out for Christmas. I'm not allowed at his mother's house. All these things that is not good.
No. And part of that is that he said a bunch of stuff about you, and she's egged him on, so he's made it seem worse, and he's done it because then he gets attention. So it's a vicious cycle. Right. So she implores him to tell her bad things about you. He does it, and then she says, "Well, she can never come here again because she just sounds terrible." And then she keeps telling him,
the attention.
Yeah, she keeps telling him how it's not his fault and how it sounds like it's all your fault. Then he tells her more stuff because, as an adult man who energetically functions like a child. And emotionally functions like a child, he's looking for an excuse for his behavior to be okay. And mommy will tell him it's okay. So,
acceptance from his mom.
So the more she encourages him, the more he'll say. Then the more he says, it makes you seem like the bad guy. Then the more she jumps on it and tells him you're the bad guy. And then tells him, well, I'll never let her back in my house because look at what she did to you. It just becomes this thing. And then he's miserable because he misses you. But now what is he going to do? Because he's sort of backed himself into a corner with her.
You're right. I understand.
What's he going to say now? Yeah. Now he can't say, well, I've decided now that Jackie's great and I'm going back after everything he said. So now even when he wants to come back, he's stuck. And I think that's why you're not hearing from him, because he doesn't know what to do. He's like a little kid.
And narcissism is a hard, horrible thing to battle.
Yes.
Narcissism is, Sheena's dealt with it before with a relationship.
Oh, yes.
I have a sister that's that way. It's very difficult. I mean, it's hard.
It's hard when it's your mom.
It's really hard.
Is he that way too, or is it because of the mom?
I feel like he has a tendency. I feel like he has those tendencies, but I think they've been learned more than
yes.
I think he could be a very good guy, and I have known him for 6 years, and now I'm starting to see a really dark side, which is just crazy,
Yeah.
But there was something else I was going to say too.
He's pushing you away, so I would take that in consideration too.
He what? I'm sorry.
I said he's starting to push you away even harder. So I would definitely, sometimes when you just don't comment, you don't call them, you just act like that nothing matters, like they don't exist. It's okay. You're fine. You're moving on. Sometimes it's about the fight with some of them. When he thinks that you have lost interest and you have, you're not trying, because that helps stroke that ego, that tendencies that he has. When you're not trying very hard and you just act like doesn't matter what he does, you don't care, go on with your life.
Yeah.
He'll be calling you up begging.
Is that what is better to just leave him be and then
just leave him be?
Yeah.
Give him some space. Give him some space. Let him come to you. Let you be something that he has to work to
I have
get.
been. Yep.
Good.
I
that.
don't message him, and every 4 days or 3 or 4 days, it's like he's checking up on me. You know.
Good.
Yep.
Good. Let him check up. Don't answer. Let him do that. Cut him off, and then you take some time to really spend with you to grow. And while you take some time to grow, then because you're just going to get stronger, let him think about what he's done. Like a kid, put him in timeout. Let him think about what he's done.
Right.
Let him realize that you're...
And learn what you're willing to accept.
Right.
I tell people this all the time. I learned a technique a long time ago where you put 3 circles. And it's the things that you can control, the things that you can't control.
Oh, I like that.
And the things that you're willing, that you can influence.
Right.
The things that you have an influence in. You can't control what your daughter does, but you can try to influence her with, giving her your opinion. You put things in categories. Sit down and draw 3 circles and put the things in your life in those 3 categories where they can only fit in 1. They can't fit in 2 or all 3 of them.
Right.
And then when you decide what you are willing to accept, then I always say, and I try to tell people, once you accept even somebody's behavior and you're willing to accept it, you can't bitch about it no more because you accepted it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yep.
And that's taking responsibility for yourself, nobody else but you.
Right.
And that's all you can do. And when you do that, people can't say anything because you have changed your life and you made that decision. Wherever it fits, that's where it fits. And that's that's the way I see it. That's the way I accept it.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree. You're going to be just fine, sweetheart. We are here when you need us, and you have my cell, and stay in touch. You've got my email, and everything is going to be okay, sweetheart. You just need some time to grow, to get stronger, to take care of yourself, and then you can think more clearly. Once you're away from worrying about him 24/7, honey, then you can think more clearly about what it is that you want to do next, and you can decide how you really feel about everything. It's hard to know how you feel when you're so much under the veil of what's going on with him and his mother and all of their complicated energy. So you just take care of you, spend some time on you. Don't worry about their confusing, tumultuous energy. Just focus on your energy. When the text messages come, because we all have our own egos, think, oh, isn't that nice? He's checking in on me. And now he can make the moves and he can wait and just back away a little bit and let him.
Yeah, block his number for a little while.
No, I wouldn't block him.
Somebody will tell you.
I wouldn't block him. I would let him come through so that he knows he's getting through and you're just not.
He would know that. He would never know. He would know that he was blocked.
Yeah. I don't block. I would not block. Jenny says block. I say not block. Sometimes we don't agree. I think it's good for you, Jackie, to know.
I think it's better too because that emotion's still raw.
But I think it's good for you to know how much he's contacting you because you need to know he's still checking in and you need to know you're in control and you're the one deciding whether or not to get back to him.
Yeah.
You know?
And you've got the control right now. Keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to be fine, sweetheart.
Okay.
You take care of you, and we're here when you need us. Thanks for the call. Well, we start right out with a doozy, Jenny. We're not messing around here.
Well, it just breaks my heart when especially when you have women that are called, even men, but they call that influence because immediately, and that's why I would choose first because I'm sitting there thinking I'm negotiating with the other side, going really, because at first it felt almost like an affair, like
Yeah, well, it's kind of with the mom.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, there's an influence somewhere that's not good, and the mother's energy is really, 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 really not good at all.
Yeah, I agree. All right, we have to take a quick break really quick, and then we're back. We're going to come back with another call right away, and the wonderful Jenny Stewart right here on Haunted Playground. Quick break, and we're right back with you with much more radio fun right after this, my friends.
You're listening to Haunted Playground with Sheena Metal.
We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. Well, I haven't said that in a long time. That's kind of old school to say that, isn't it? That's fantastic. Here we go.
Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
Om Times Magazine is one of the leading online content providers of positivity, wellness, and personal empowerment. a philanthropic organization. Their net proceeds are funneled to support worldwide charity initiatives via Humanity Healing International. Through their commitment to creating community and providing conscious content, they aspire to uplift humanity on a global scale. Om Times, co-creating a more conscious lifestyle.
Bella Spree is a free online magazine featuring columnists who are experts in their field. Bella Spree magazine covers topics about health and healing, spiritual growth, angels, inspiration, divination, and the paranormal. You can also receive guidance from our experts to your questions or follow your astrological and lunar forecasts for the month ahead. Bella Spree magazine is offered free online for your education and enjoyment at bellaspree.com. Bella Spree means beautiful spirit, and that represents each and every one of us. Their logo is the diamond because it represents the full soul quality. Like a diamond, each facet is unique, holding a beauty all its own. Each facet represents a different characteristic of who we are as individuals. And yet, when we look at the whole diamond, with its flaws and inclusions, we see the exquisiteness of the diamond in its entirety. The collective of the whole soul quality, demonstrating that even in its imperfections, it is still seen as beautiful. Bella Spree magazine spreads love, truth, and awareness to the world, leading the diamond in the rough to healing and growing into the best diamond we are all meant to be. Visit Bella Spree at bellaspree.com. That's BELLESPRIT.com.
I'm Sue Hamilton, and on November 9th, 2016, Artists Rise Up Los Angeles was created in response to the election and its results.
Through original theater and art, Arula creates and inspires positive political and social change,
and gives all its proceeds to charitable organizations such as ACLU and Planned Parenthood.
Join us
at artistsriseup.la.com
or on Twitter at ArtistsRiseUpLA.
Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
You're listening to Haunted Playground with Sheena Metal.
It's Haunted Playground, and I am Sheena Metal, right here on LA Talk Radio. HauntedPlayground.com, LATalkRadio.com. That's how you find us. I'm Sheena Metal, and I'm at SheenaMetal.com, because that man said I was Sheena Metal, and that's true. I am Sheena Metal. Social media, just Sheena Metal. I'm also at I am raisingthevibration.com and raisingthevibration.org. That's my movement of peace, love, kindness, and unity. And my spiritual practice is at IamRaisingYourVibration.com and Sheena Metal Spiritual. Welcome to Haunted Playground. It's new time and it's new format. Hello, everybody. Facebook Live on the LA Talk Radio page. I think it's facebook.com/LA Talk Radio. We welcome you there. I've shared that all over my pages. The amazing Jenny Stewart from Animal Planet's The Haunted's Ghost Box Prophecies episode is here. She is also the star of Paracons across the world. She is here with us today, and we're doing readings and healings live on the air. And if you want one, you just text me, 818-437-0886. That's 818-437-0886. And guess what? People want them, and I'm trying to get you all into the phone right now, phone system, so that we can call you. That's how it works here on the newest version of Skype. So right now we are going to work to get Jessie on the phone. Hi, Jenny. Welcome back. It's so great to have you here, my friend.
It's always an honor and a pleasure.
It's an honor and a pleasure for me, too. This is fun, and we're getting it slowly but surely, right? Despite my creepy head injury.
A lot of practice for me. I haven't done a lot of readings lately.
I do a lot of this.
I took a year off.
I do. Do you know I've done over 200 readings since the summer? Since I really went full bore with my practice. It's amazing. Jessie, welcome to the show. We're so glad to have you here.
Hi, I'm glad to be here.
It's great to talk to you and hear your voice. What can we do for you?
You're also.
Thank you.
You might also hear my dog.
That's okay. We like dogs.
Okay, good.
Anybody who's gotten a reading from me when I'm at my house knows that my cat Molly, I always say you get 2 psychics for the price of 1 because she thinks she's like an oracle, and she actually is really good. And when she'll answer when clients ask questions and they're really important questions, she'll answer, and sometimes her answers sound like yes, and sometimes they sound like no. So when she was sick last week, she had pneumonia 2 weeks ago, and she's been sick for the last 2 weeks. So when she gets sick, she gets really quiet and she doesn't talk. And I would be on speaker doing readings for folks, and they would say, wait a minute, what does Molly think about that? And I'd say, I'm sorry, Molly's out sick today. And Molly'd be like across the room looking at me like, I'm going to die. So Molly is now back. So you now get 2 psychics for the price of 1 again when I do readings, because I did a couple the last couple days, and Molly's back in full force. So maybe your dog also wants to get in on the action, Jessie.
Maybe she does.
So what's your question for us, sweetheart?
So I'm at a point in my life where there should be a lot of change, but there's no change, and I'm honestly just kind of pissed at the world.
Oh, no, you can't do that. First of all, you can't do that, sweetheart. Getting pissed at the world only makes it worse. It just brings more stop to the change. It kind of, when you get in that place of being angry or feeling stuck, then you kind of stick yourself. And so you definitely have to keep positive and keep moving. Jenny?
Have you ever heard the word self-fulfilling prophecy?
Have I ever heard of what?
Self-fulfilling prophecy. It's all about intention.
Yeah.
I feel like like I told the last caller, you have some influence going on, and you second guess yourself a whole lot, and you need to believe in the path that you're on, and you need to believe in the target course, so to speak. I feel like there's a heavy decision. I feel like it's like school or work related. Like there's this decision that you're conflicting with yourself on. Did you just get out of a relationship?
No, I just graduated college.
Right, it's a career relationship. That's what I was going to say. Yeah, sure.
Well, I feel like there's somebody that you severed ties with recently.
Not like how recent are we talking?
I would have to be yesterday. I mean, it's the last person, I feel like there's somebody in your life that you severed ties with. I'll say it that way. How's that sound? There's somebody, I just feel like there's like this severing of, I want to say, it's almost like a friendship, but it was a confidant type person that you severed ties with.
Not really.
I feel like you had it's school. I think Jenny's right, but I think it's school. I think that you're shifting from the mindset of being a student to the mindset of what you're going to be next. And in order to do that, you have to sort of sever ties with your old self. And now You're not sure what your new self is going to be. So you're sort of stuck between being 2 people, and you're scared to be the next thing, but you have to let the old thing go. It's like letting a relationship go. It's the same energy, but it's with you, actually.
I still feel like they're like screaming, no.
Oh, okay.
Somebody that you severed a relationship with. And it may hit you when we hang up the phone. I don't know. But sometimes when we think that we are, we're not doing it, like things aren't changing fast enough for us, everything in your life happens for a reason. Every single thing, bad or good, happens for a reason. And right now, I think that you're focusing on the wrong thing, if that makes sense.
Well, I think you're focusing on worry, and that's not a good ththing, sweetheart. You can't focus on being stuck, or the focusing on being stuck is going to get you stuck.
Yeah.
You need to. This is the thing. I think that you spent a lot of your time as a young person and as a student deciding exactly what your life was going to be. And I think part of you expected that as soon as you graduated from college, there was going to be a knock on the door and there was going to be that expectation of new life waiting to take over right away. And now you're out of school, so you don't have the when I'm done with school, I'm going to ... anymore, because now you're done with school. And the new life hasn't knocked on your door and said, here I am, I'm the new life, ready to go. You've been out of college for 12 hours. So you sort of feel like you're in limbo and you're not quite sure how to take the next steps to make that life that you want happen.
Yeah. And I will say in about 6 weeks, you're going to get some kind of offer, but it's going to require you to move.
Oh, I want to move. I hate where I'm at in life right now. I'm only looking in places that are outside of the state that I live in currently.
Okay, so about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
It's good. There's going to be, you're going to have to move, but it's a good job offer, and it's going to change the trajectory of everything.
Yeah.
It's going to, your whole demeanor, how you feel. You're going to enjoy getting up in the mornings. It's not going to be like, oh God, what's today going to bring? It's going to be really a good thing for you. This job is. You know what I'm saying? The job is. And you may not like where you're moving, where they want you to move, but do it because it's going to be good for you. The job is a stepping stone. It's not going to be like a permanent place that you stay for years and years, but it's going to be a good jumping off point. Does that make sense?
You're going to really love it, and you're going to love where you're moving. It's someplace very different than where you are now.
You'll excel. You will excel because you'll be in a good environment that makes you feel needed, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
let me ask, what'd you go to school for?
Communication.
Ah.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Are you looking for some kind of a broadcast job? Is that what's going on? Are you looking for some kind of a broadcast job?
Yeah, I've actually, a few internships have led me to fall in love with journalism.
Yep, I knew it. Yep.
But right now it's a very terrifying time.
Yeah.
A lot of people are getting laid off.
Yeah.
So a few people in my life have told me, like, look for PR jobs, look for, like, jobs that aren't journalism. So I've started to do
I see you working at a news station. I know that sounds crazy, and I keep seeing this is going to sound really weird, but I see like News 46. I know that sounds crazy. I don't even know what that is. I don't know where that is. It's like,
jeez, Jenny, what is that? Yes, exactly. News. Just be careful because make sure it's not some kind of an email from Nigeria or a white slavery ploy. Hi, I work for News 46, and if you'll just send me $10,000, I'll give you $14 million from a Nigerian prince.
And I think you're debated. I think that's where the debate comes in about whether you want to But I think you'll eventually that'll be a good thing for you. Take it, and you'll find your rhythm. And you're going to excel there. You're going to move, you're going to go from being the researcher to, the on-camera person, doing this, doing that, but it's going to be really good for you. But it's not going to be your permanent place, okay? Because you'll move again in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Will you promise me that you'll message me in like 6 weeks and let me know when you're doing okay?
Yeah, please, me too. You've got my text, and I'll leave me your email too. And please stay in touch and stay in touch with us because we want to know what's going on. And also, as a journalist, journalist-esque, I don't know that I'm that much more of an entertainment media person, but still, technically, I'm a journalist. I'm a talk radio host. Let me know how you're doing and let me know what I can do to help because I'm happy to do anything that I can. So.
And that was my major communication. So definitely, we're all kindred spirits here.
Where are you living now, Jesse? Where do you live now?
Texas.
Yeah, you're going to go to someplace a lot more metropolitan.
Okay, good.
Is that what you want?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
That's what I've always wanted.
But you're going north, my friend. Is that okay?
I'm going where?
You're going north.
I keep hearing Austin. I don't know why. I'm just going to throw it out there.
Oh no, you're going out of Texas.
Okay, good.
I don't think it's first.
I do. I think you're going right out of Texas. Jenny and I don't always agree. It's fantastic. I love it. Jenny will not agree with me just because it's my show or because she thinks she should. I love that about her.
Oh, no. I'm just telling you what I hear. If they yell it, I hear it and I say it. I'm straight laced like that.
Yeah.
And sometimes I can't. Sometimes they don't tell me anything. Sometimes I can't connect. It's like, okay, you got another for me today. Okay.
Yeah, I think you're out of the state. You might be going to Austin for something like in the interim, but I feel like you're going out of state.
Yeah, I think eventually she will, but I feel for some reason, try to see if there's a News 46 somewhere. I mean, like I said,
I Googled it.
Oh.
There's one in Atlanta and there's one in North Carolina.
Really?
See?
Yeah.
North.
Well, maybe the A is Atlanta instead of Austin, but yeah.
It's not
no,
that
that's
far
so
north,
cool.
but it's still north.
Yeah. So definitely keep us posted.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Yeah.
I mean, let us know.
Because now we're just completely
If
intrigued.
there's any job openings at News 46, then go ahead and apply.
Yeah, absolutely. Do. Go look now at both of the newses. Well, Atlanta, you can't get any more metropolitan than Atlanta.
Oh.
And
North
I was
Carolina's
thinking
backwards,
east too.
isn't it?
I was thinking northeast because I think eventually you're moving up into the Mid-Atlantic region or maybe even up into the New York area. But,
I hate New York.
well, but you know what? For work, I'm telling you, I'm sorry you hate New York, but for work,
I would die with that cold and
well,
no.
Yeah, but definitely make sure
when the
you
business
keep us posted,
beckons.
because that's
Yeah, when you send me a text and say, "Oh my God, Sheena, I'm going to New York," is it okay if I giggle a little bit?
she will.
No.
Okay, I'll know.
Because
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, but you're definitely going to a more north and then moving farther north. But it doesn't have to be all the way to New York. But something's going to happen for you in New York, which is a fantastic thing for your career. So that's a good thing. And if you want to get into journalism and somebody says New York, you should say woohoo. So, but I get it. I get it with the cold weather. So I understand. You're awesome, my friend. Keep us posted. Let us know what's going on. And we're excited to talk to you. And we're sorry that you got grumpy when we said north. Well, when I said north.
Good luck,
I
Abby.
hate the cold. I had an ex-boyfriend up there, so I spent a lot of time up there, and I hated it. It might just be because I hated him.
Yeah. Yes. A lot of it was because you hated him.
The severed tie comes in. Maybe
Yeah.
that's why they were telling us that.
I feel like you're the kind of person, sweetie, that you could pretty much live anywhere if you were completely excited and inspired by the job. That it's more about what you're doing and the kind of people that are around you. I don't know that she's Jen 100% buying that either. But Jessie, thank you so much, sweetheart. Please keep us posted and let me know how you're doing. I would absolutely love that, and I know Jenny would too. And
Yeah, I think as long as you can be creative and it's exciting, I think you'll be all right.
Yeah, she's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to be good. So many sweet people today. We're doing so great, my friend. How are you?
Do what?
How are you feeling about, Jenny, how are you feeling about 2019 so far?
I'm excited. You know, I have a lot going on this year, and I think I have my hand in like too many cookie jars, but I'll be all right. I took a year off, and I said, you know, after I took that year off, I was going to come back even better and stronger, and I think I'm going more in the direction this year. You know, before it was Jenny Stewart, the paranormal investigator medium, and I think now it's more of a mediumship is the direction that. Not that I don't enjoy investigating, not that isn't part of who I am too. It's just I think I got burnt out on it.
Yeah, I understand that. I love the paranormal, but I don't know that I think the paranormal is ever going to be like a full-time thing for me. I mean, I love it.
Yeah, and it was, I mean, for me, that's what it was for so long. That was, you know, of course I was an investigator before I was a medium, you know, because I didn't know. But, I mean, I've done, oh, God, I've lost count. I mean, I know I'm getting well up into the thousands of investigations, and it's like, I just, you know, then I did radio for so long. I did, you know, we had the PRS radio show, and then we did the Paramania, and, you know, it just, I felt like that I had, you know, you kind of beat it too hard and you work it too hard, and then all of a sudden it's kind of like, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, I understand.
I was mentally and physically, by the time that I decided to take a break, take a year off, it's a big decision. When you do the event circuit and, you know, you're at conferences and things all the time, and then all of a sudden you take that year off, people tend to forget who you are. They forget that you do conferences. So they, you know, so that was.
Oh, really?
I really didn't care. Oh, yeah. You take a year off, and all of a sudden, you know, it's like it moves faster. It moves beyond, you know, get new TV shows, new people, and you got to kind of get pushed to the side. And it, you know, but I got to that place. I knew I knew that was a gamble, but I didn't care. I was at that point where I just didn't care. I was wore out, and there for a while, I was gone every weekend. And I went right at the aneurysm in December of 2015 and turned around and was right back at the event circuit in April.
Wow.
So, I hadn't even healed, and I was right back out doing it. And I couldn't fly, so I had to drive everywhere I went. So that took a toll. But, it was good. It was good to take that off and rethink of who I am. I needed to figure that out again and figure out where my place was and, realize that, hey, there's a reason that I was left here, and I don't have to try to figure it out anymore, because for a long time, every decision I made and every action was like, oh, am I, making a mockery of the fact they gave me a second chance? Am I this? And I was killing myself with worry that I wasn't living up to that, gift.
I know.
Because I figured, when I woke up, most people don't survive a ruptured brain aneurysm. It's especially a rare one. You just don't survive it. And my doctor kept reminding me, you're that one. You're very lucky, and somebody had bigger plans for you. And I literally took that to heart. And I would go through a day, and I would overwork myself trying to fill. And somebody sent me a message on Facebook. I felt like I had to answer it just like that. Or if they needed help, I was right on it. And by the end of the day, I was so exhausted mentally and physically. And I sit down and go, okay, did I do everything that I could possibly feel in one day? Because I didn't waste any of it. And all I was doing was running in circles. And by the time it was all over and said and done, I was pretty much spent. I had contemplated walking away from the paranormal and everything completely, just living my life.
You talked about it here on the show quite a bit, and I kept saying, yeah, you're never going to do that. And you're like, no, I am. And I'm like, it's never going to happen.
Pulling me back in.
Never going to happen.
I have you, and, I have a lot of people that over the years I've become very close to. And, John Zaffis is one of them. He, I think, has been very instrumental in the way my thoughts have changed and the way I see things and how I handle things. And I just think every day I am truly and honestly, I'm blessed. To have you and him and
thank you.
Different
I'm
people
blessed
in
to
my
have
life.
you. Wonderful.
So, but yeah. But now I'm back as a medium. I'm doing the medium thing more so.
Let's do it right now. Let's take a call. We're getting Glenda on. And that was a perfect segue, wasn't it? In order to bring Glenda on the show.
Was.
I'm getting really good at this. Hi, everybody on Facebook. I'm not used to being on camera, so I do dumb things like play with my ring. Now you all know what I do when I'm on the radio. I play with my ring. I'm on my phone. I turn back and forth. I go like back and forth like this. Glenda, welcome to the show, my friend. How are you? We're glad to have you here.
Hi.
Hi. Can you hear us?
Hello. Can you hear it?
Oh, I hear you now.
Oh, wonderful. Good. Welcome, my friend. What can we do for you today? How may we help?
Guys, I'm lost. I don't even know which way to go. April of last year, the man I was with passed away.
Oh, honey. I'm so sorry.
He passed away without a will. And truthfully, he didn't really have many heirs or anything, but I did find his son that he had put up for adoption. Now, he met him once or twice later in his life, too, but I tracked him down because, of course, when you die with no will, the wolves come out of the woodwork.
Yes.
And, boy, they were coming and taking things out of the house, and they couldn't wait to get me out fast enough, and it just, I put up with such ugliness that I've got a real...
Were you married to him?
We were together for 4 years, but I wasn't
married. But
married.
You weren't married?
No.
No. And so, and not from lack of Larry not wanting to be married, but Larry had been married 6 times before. And I used to pick on him and say, yeah, I was like, honey, you just like cake.
Yeah, yes, and the limbo, dancing the limbo at the reception. Yeah. Is it now? Are some of the wolves that are coming out, are some of them the ex-wives?
One of them was an ex-wife, and she's actually been stalking me. She was stalking me even when we were together.
Yeah.
And I refused to. I've never communicated with her. I've stayed away from her. But even to this day, she knows that if you go in and Google somebody's name constantly, my life contacts them and lets them know. And So she does anywhere from 13 times. She actually cooled off this week a little bit. She must have had something else to do.
She had someone else to stalk.
Yeah.
But
I'm a little nervous of her because I've actually told people I don't think she'll come after me in this life, but I believe she's one of those people that if she passes on, her spirit will come and haunt me.
Well,
because she is that type.
I don't think she's necessarily trying to do harm.
She's trying to get stuff. She feels like everything.
I think she's trying to get up the nerve to talk to you.
She feels like everything that he owned when he was married to her should be hers now. She's seeking stuff. That's what's going on with her. And he doesn't want her to have anything. He wants you to know that anything that she took when they split, that's what she should have, and she shouldn't have anything else. So trust me.
He always felt that way, and he took good care of her.
Yeah.
Believe me, she didn't walk out empty-handed. I saw the divorce papers. She had $100,000 in cash.
Yes.
She had jewelry. He did take really good care of her.
Yes.
And even though he was divorced from her, he couldn't buy a chair. That one of his, it was supposed to be a friend, but I thought he was more like a frenemy. He would tell her everything, and then she would immediately start hounding him and mistreating him and saying, "Oh, I see you just bought a new chair and you just bought this," and she kept saying he owed her more money and stuff. And then when she couldn't get a hold of him because he started ignoring her because new life with me and we were trying to move on, that friend actually gave my email and my stuff to her, and she started texting me and telling me, "Oh, you know, he did this when we were together." So I wouldn't respond. I'd just give it to Larry and say, "Larry, this is your past. I'm your present and future. You handle this situation because I don't put up with the whole drama mama thing." And so Larry would try to, get her off our back and all. And then, of course, the very moment that he passed away, I was with him. And that friend, I deliberately didn't let him know at that moment. I didn't call him because of the way he started turning on me before Larry even died. Larry thought the friend was going to do all the right stuff that he had talked to him about through the years. And when they intubated Larry and put him under, that was a Saturday. That friend came in the house and began to remove all the silver, everything of value. And I'm like, wait a minute, they're waking Larry up Monday. I'm still thinking my honey's coming back. And it's like he couldn't wait for Larry to pass on.
Yeah.
And then he came in on a Sunday and told me, he sat down. And I'm sitting there thinking, "Larry, please, honey, tell me you're hearing what he's saying to me." Because everybody's like, "Why is he treating you like that while you're taking it?" But I was so afraid because of the way he was being recognized as the power in charge, that if I made any kind of a stink in the hospital, that I was going to be taken out of there. And I had promised Larry I would be with him. He wouldn't die alone. And I meant to see that through. And so the person came in and told me, Ron goes, Linda really got a bad end of the deal in the divorce, and I really feel she should get the house, and I'm going to help her fix up the house and rent the house up. And I just sit there and looked at him. I didn't say anything, but I was thinking, "Larry, honey, if you're standing next to your body, I need you to jump back in right now, whoop this man's tail."
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. So let me ask you a question. When he was in the hospital and was unconscious and stuff, who made the decisions? Like, if it was you?
To do what?
If there's something medically that needed to be done, who did the doctors go talk to?
Him. Rob put himself as the emergency and everything. He was supposed to handle the cremation, but he started doing things that I knew were not what Larry wanted because of the way suddenly he started acting. See, when I took him to the hospital that night on Friday, I said, "Honey, you're passing away. I'm not going to lie to you. Tell me what you want me to do. Do you want me to call Ron?" And he said yes. And then he kept telling me, and I forgot about this because I was so panic-stricken, "Tell Ron bring the will. Tell Ron bring the will I'm writing. I haven't finished it, but there's some things I want to change. And tell him to bring the will." Okay, Ron lived 20 minutes away. Ron showed up 5 hours later. And I don't think he thought Larry would still be alive. And when I went out into the hallway to get him, because he sent the message, I'm here, Larry said, get out there and get that will. We've got to get the will done. And Larry was refusing medication and everything because he knew that anything he did under medication would void anything that he was fixing to do. And so I go out there and I go, did you bring the will? He goes, oh, there's no will. Even though I'd been texting him nonstop like Larry told me to.
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of weird. So I don't know, truthfully, if Larry ever really started a will or anything.
He did. No, he did.
But then the morning that Larry died at 2:30 in the morning, by 7, Linda was texting me going, I'm a druid. So she started texting me, I hope your mama gets karma. I hope her gods will help her for she killed Larry, things like that, on my son's Facebook. And my son's like, who's this woman? Why is she putting this stuff? And I said, listen, don't respond to her. She's one of those that she will get a hold of you and never stop. So you just go ahead and block her, take pictures of it, but block her. And so
now,
then, yeah.
Does he not have any kids out of all these?
No, he's the one adopted son that she's tracked down.
No, he had the one son that was put up to adoption, and I tracked him down. I found him. So he actually got the house and everything. He did give me the van because the van was a salvage title. He took the Corvette, and he said, you know, the van was only worth $350, but I'd like to have it. I said, yes, please, because it has air conditioning and heat. But I've not had the money to transfer it back over. But Larry did.
So basically, when he died, you pretty much lost everything.
Yeah,
I did. There was only one thing that I couldn't have taken from me, but boy, they tried. Larry, I did not know this, had put 2 pieces of property in my name up in Wolfpen Gap, Hiawassee, Georgia.
Okay.
There's no house on them or nothing. There's like you can build one on. And that's one of my questions is, unfortunately, I don't have a job right now. I don't have money. I lost everything.
Oh,
and
sweetheart.
it's costing me taxes. It's costing me the HOA. I'm fixed to owe $1,000 by April. And so I did contact the man. I've done the quick claim deed. I'm waiting on that to come back so that I can put it for sale. Now, the county says they're worth $25,000 each. But the realtor called me today and said, no, honey, they're not. I don't even understand why they sold the 2 lots as 2 lots. It should have been 1. Because the health department told him you can't even build on that second lot because there's got to be a certain distance between septic. And so basically the second lot would be like
get a second opinion.
Yeah,
get a second
I agree.
Opinion.
I agree.
Get another realtor to go out and look at it.
I agree.
Because they told me that he thinks that the land, I'm not going to get the $25,000 for each lot. That I may get lucky and get 20 for both lots because it really has to be sold as
to go
one.
out there. Get somebody else to go out there. Now, let me ask you this: Did he have the house when you got together? Was it a house that you moved into with him, or was it something y'all got afterwards?
No, he had it when we got together. Yeah, and I lived with him through the 4 years. He actually,
and I'm trying to ask you your first
he actually
one,
owned that house when he lived with. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Jenny. What?
I went through something similar to this, but because my marriage was contested by his kids and stuff. Let me ask you this: Did he support you 100%? Like you didn't have to work or anything?
Yeah, that's why I'm in a pickle because he didn't want me.
Okay, let me ask you another question.
Yeah.
Let me ask you another question because we're running out of time. What state are you in?
I'm in Texas, and we do have common law, but it would have been $30,000 to even try, and everything's already gone to court. His son got everything back in October, so I don't have
really
any
sad
claim.
because you would have been entitled. You would have legally been entitled to some of the assets.
Yeah, but I didn't have the money to fight and go into court and all, and at that point things were so bad that I was just desperate to get the right heir. I said, if I'm gonna get screwed, I would rather get screwed.
But you did
by
the right
blood
thing.
than nobody.
Yeah, he was a good guy. He feels terrible about this. He is not happy about this. He doesn't want.
This is what I was hoping for. I was hoping, not that I was hoping he felt terrible, but that I wanted to know what he feels. Did I overstep my authority?
No, he feels like you understepped. He doesn't think you stepped enough. He wanted you to have everything.
You kept the vultures away, basically. You kept the vultures
that's
away.
what I tried.
And his son got something. He wasn't able to be there for him for his life, but he got something in the end. Now, let me tell you this: when we hang up the phone, you need to call another realtor. Okay, you need to have a realtor go out there and give you an appraisal. If you can borrow the money from somebody or find an appraisal company that is willing to appraise the property, and you need to also look at the comps in that area. You need to find out what the other land near it sold for. Because
that's
I think
what this
somebody
realtor did was he pulled all the papers and said that the ones that are up there, because there's 30 lots. And most of them have been taken back over by the HOA because people have even stopped paying on them. Because they are in a mountain to where they can only be used a certain time of the year because it's so steep that you really can't even use it during the winter because the land is so steep. But he sent me all the information. But he said he met out there with the health department and he pulled the county records and information. And from what I'm hearing from other people too, everybody else is selling their land for around $20,000 because it's so hard. It's up in a mountain and it's very, very steep. I have seen that on YouTube. There is some videos of people who have driven that mountain, and it will burn your brakes out. And so,
wow.
So the man does sound like he actually, it's known for they do a bike race down that mountain once a year or something.
Okay.
And it's very, very steep and treacherous. But I have not been there. I haven't seen it. I can't afford to go look at it and stuff. But from what everybody else has told me in the county and all, the only thing is I did hear from one person through the grapevine that Saab was looking to build a plant out there, which I thought if I just hold on to it, maybe it'll go up in value. But like I said, there's over 30 lots in that place that have not sold, and the people have walked away from it, just kind of,
Well, just make sure you
like
protect
the county said they're worth $50,000, but everybody else is telling me, no, you'll be lucky to get $17,000 or $20,000 for it.
Yeah, I feel
like you should take a second opinion.
I do too. I absolutely feel that, yes, but I also feel like now is the time for you to get rid of it.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Get a second opinion.
You need get an opinion, get the most you can get. Do it smart, but he wants you to be rid of it.
Yeah.
He doesn't need you to have that anymore.
Oh, thank you. Because like I said, I've got some of Larry's ashes here. The rest of them are being released at sea. A friend of ours is living up to his wishes on that off of the blues cruise because we were big blues cruise people. And but I've got some of his ashes here at the house with me, and I have just constantly be going, did I do the wrong thing? Did I screw up what his plan was?
No.
Okay.
That's why he wanted it changed. That's why he wanted him to bring that.
Yeah. Well, I thought Ron was pulling his Lakeland and acting dirty because I don't think Larry knew Ron was going to turn on me. But boy, Ron and Linda both came at me.
Yep.
And
well, they're working as a team. They're working as a team.
I think I think he needs you to have more things, but I think he realizes that things went the way that they did because they had to. But he's very glad that you handled it, and you did a really. I mean, that shows a lot about Ron because of the way you did that. I mean, it really speaks volumes, and I think that really that his heart is still with you.
He's with you all the time, sweetie. He comes back and checks in on you all the time because he wants to make sure you're okay.
And nobody smokes in my house, so I thought about that because I have his hats, all of his hats and stuff. And like I said, I do have a very small vial of his ashes that Sean gave me, and so I'm happy to hear this because this is something that has really, really bothered me.
Yeah.
Did I go against his wishes? But I thought he should have known that as a druid, I was gonna, if I saw things going the wrong way, that I would stand up and fight for him, even when I wouldn't fight for myself.
I know, sweet. That's the only thing. The only thing he would change is
that'll come back for you in that, I always talk about karma. There's good karma and bad karma, and you will be blessed. And right now it may feel like that the world has and it's hard, especially when you lose somebody. And, you will be blessed tenfold. And just, focus on getting your life back on track. I mean, you'll always have the But he
Well,
wants
can I
you to
ask
be
you,
okay.
do you guys see me being homeless real soon? Because
No.
I'm kind of feeling like I'm going to be homeless, and I can't seem to find a job. Nobody's calling me for a job, and I'm older, and because I didn't work with Larry, I mean, I'll take a jack-in-the-box job right this now. I mean, I'll take anything.
I keep hearing home health care. I don't know if that will help you, but I hear home health care like a caregiver.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, because I did work in the hospital, but I'm not licensed as a CNA or anything.
No, I find
private homes. Look for private individuals.
Yeah.
I just feel like something's going to come. You're not somebody. You normally don't share your struggles with other people. You keep things to yourself. You're very private. And I feel like that you need to try to find somebody that you can trust and confide in, because they'll help you as well, get to where you need to be.
Yeah, I agree. And also I find it's an administrative job with the home health care. It's like a dispatch job, like working in the dispatch desk, like sending the health caregivers out.
Oh, I'll be surprised about that. My girlfriend used to own a company like that. My daughter does that job,
Yes.
but I'm not trained for it.
Well, you don't really need to be trained to send out the caregivers. You need to be trained to...
Your daughter might be somebody that helps get you in the door. So.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you're going to be just
Okay,
fine,
well,
sweetheart.
that'll be good.
No, he's with you all the time, and his only worry is that you didn't take enough care of yourself. So he wants you to take care of yourself and not be so self-sacrificing. Now is the time for you to look out for yourself a little bit. And he loves how much you took care of him.
I know it's hard when you're grieving, but stop beating yourself up. Stop. You need to realize you're a very special person.
Yes.
It takes a special person to do what you did.
Yes.
And you are very kind and you're very loving, and people see you that way. The right people, the people that matter the most. And you need to believe in yourself more.
Oh, good. Can I ask one last question?
Yes,
I know y'all said we need to cut this.
Yeah.
But Larry had gave me an insurance paper, and I stuck it in my drawer. And because Ron was complaining about the cost of what it was going to cost to cremate him and everything, I never looked at it because I never wanted the money. And I gave it to Ron and said, look, I don't know what it is. I understand it's only worth maybe $2,000. I don't know. But here's an insurance policy. Take it and use it to help pay for his cremation, which later he was
the
reimbursed.
beneficiary.
Huh?
Who was the beneficiary?
Well, Larry said it was me, but like I said, I never read it. I never read the insurance. I don't know who the company is or anything, or if Ron just maybe threw it away. When I asked Ron about it later, because I heard he got the money for the cremation, he told me, he said, I said, well, did that insurance paper help you? He goes, oh, that was nothing. And so I just,
you need to get that back and try to find out what insurance company it was, because if you were listed as a beneficiary, unless he forged something and lied about something, there's no way he could have cashed it in because you are the beneficiary.
Yeah, honey, you know what you should do is just start...
I don't know the company. I got a company.
Just start calling
right
companies.
now, but they haven't found it
Just
yet.
start calling companies and saying, my boyfriend passed and here's the information, and just start
But
calling
I don't
companies.
have any. I don't know any of the information. And I never got the paper back because I foolishly...
You know his name his name and his birthday. That's all you need.
Oh, well, I did hire a company, or I put in with a company called NAIC that apparently tracks down policies, but they said there wasn't anything. So it may not have been anything. I just wanted to make sure I didn't do something really stupid.
Okay.
And so
keep looking.
It may have even expired before Larry passed away or whatever, because it was in my drawer for, I don't know, a year or two. And like I said, I never read it, never looked at it. And I even told Larry, I said, I'm not looking to profit from your dad.
I know.
And he's like, well, it's not much. It's just something that will help you out. And so I kind of begrudgingly took it and stuck it in. But I don't know. Ron did get 45 death certificates, so I think he probably cleaned things out and stuff like that. But
wow.
I just wanted to make sure I didn't. Yeah, that's what all the bank accounts, when Sean was trying to track down the bank accounts and stuff, they were all showing up as having been emptied out. It closed. And so I think other people got to everything first.
Hopefully his son will get an attorney and go after this person.
Yeah.
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 Well, Ron is married. His husband is married to, he works in a law firm, so I guess that's, not Ron, but Sean. So I believe that's what they were going to do. But, you know, if money's gone, it's gone. You're never going to get it back. But I just want to make sure that I don't have a life insurance policy out there. That's all.
Well,
because
I
mean, even if it's like...
Yeah, don't
because
give
of what
up on
you
it.
did for him, if they discover in their, you know, investigation against Ron that there was a life insurance policy for you, I think he'll tell you. I think he will. The son will.
I hope.
I'm sorry you're going through that.
I did try to do the right thing. That's okay.
I'm sorry, sweetheart.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going to end up homeless because I'm scared of being homeless right now. Because I don't have any money and things haven't been handled here at the house. Like
No, honey. Sweetheart, it's okay. You take care of you, and we're here if you need us. And we appreciate the call, and we're sending you so much love and light. And keep the faith on that insurance policy. I think you should still keep looking and take Jenny's advice and get somebody to investigate the situation with the properties. But you're going to be okay, sweetheart, and we're here if you need us. And we appreciate the call. And that, my friend, is our show. How fast was that? So I know we had a couple people that wanted to get on, and I want everyone to know that if you're looking to get on and get a reading, I'm going to be back on the air today with my friend Alex at 5 p.m. during my daily Sheena Metal Experience show. We're going to be doing this format, so we will get your readings done there, and I will text you and let you know. Text me if you want a reading, or if you want a reading next week on Haunted Playground, 818-437-0886. That's the way to text me to get yourself on the air. Do that. In the meantime, also, Jenny, thank you so much for today. Where can people find you online?
PRRsociety.org or Jenny Stewart on Facebook. And
Do it.
It's always a great pleasure hanging out.
I love doing this with you, my friend. It means so much. Thank you so much. Next week on Haunted Playground, our new time slot, 12 noon to 2 p.m. Pacific time every day. We're at hauntedplayground.com. We're at latalkradio.com. I'm at sheenametal.com. That's because I'm Sheena Metal. And also my spiritual practice is at IamRaisingYourVibration.com and at SheenaMetalSpiritual.com. I'm available for readings and healings and vibrational uplift sessions and spiritual counseling at both of those places. You can also text me, since I just gave you my number, or you can email me at Sheena@IamRaisingYourVibration.com. Social media, find me at Sheena Metal everywhere, and I'm the founder of a movement of peace, love, kindness, and unity at IamRaisingTheVibration.com and at raisingthevibration.org. It's a Haunted Playground right here on LA Talk Radio. You know what happens here, my friends. Every Tuesday from 12 noon to 2 p.m. Pacific time. If it's spooky, scary, psychic, or spiritual, it belongs right here on the Haunted Playground. I'm your host, Sheena Metal. Till I see you next week at noon.